take opens up today with Caitlin Clark and how the ratings surged to 21 million people in her first game back, but how prior to that, there was a 55% drop-off in TV ratings. Now, I am not one of these people. Like, if you've noticed, and I got a bug up my ass about something that happened over the weekend, and, there's some journalists out there who have got to get to the bottom of what Brittany Griner said from the bench, where it looks like she may have said, effing white B, right? Which we don't know exactly what she said, but if you don't know the situation, Brittany Griner is on the bench during a game. She, I think, had just fouled out, and she's frustrated, and she's playing Caitlin Clark, and it looks like she may have said about Caitlin Clark, effing white B, right? So, I mean, whatever. If she said it, bad moment, right? But there are media outlets that want to get their claws in that story and make it the biggest deal in the world, like it's Watergate. It's not, okay? And if you want to go back to, if you want to get into race relations, look at the history of, underrepresented people and minorities making their way in this country. It's not the same. Just so everybody knows, okay? Just let me get that out there. And I'm a middle of the road guy, maybe lean right more than anything, but that is super annoying. We have to get to the bottom of what Brittany Griner said. That fuels the back and forth of we create this, or people are creating this. People in the WNBA don't want to talk about Caitlin Clark as much as they should, and they want to talk about other stuff, and then they want to give other players a free pass when they do stupid stuff. It's not that complex, dude. It's a basketball game. Brittany Griner's pissed because she fouled out. She may have said something. And by the way, coming out of her mouth as a minority, that statement is much different than if it had come out of, a white woman's mouth, right? Going the other direction. So let's just get that. I wanted to address that. I think that's complete BS. But back to the point that I made off the top about Caitlin Clark. She is the most compelling, and she is the most popular athlete on the face of the planet right now. I am going to give Scotty Swingler a chance, sitting back in our studio right now. I see him, Scotty, I'm over here. I'm back at home. I set up this beautiful studio. I have this opening rant, and it's nice because I can still see your ass shaking your head while I'm talking about this. So I just want to give you a chance because of how bright you are and how much I respect your intellect. Give me an athlete that is more popular on the face of the earth right now, an active athlete, than Caitlin Clark.
Well, if you want the honest truth, Pete, it's probably Lionel Messi, or Yamal, the new kid that's balling out in soccer right now. But
can you turn your volume up a little? Can you turn your volume up a little bit?
Not much, but we'll work.
Okay, you're still good. I can still hear you.
It's probably a soccer player, but if we're just talking America, I'll give you Caitlin Clark. When I was,
by the way, you're right. You're right about Messi. I knew you were going to pull some soccer bullshit, but you're right.
Because it's true. You asked me a question, and I'm telling you the truth. But if you're just talking America, I think I agree with you. And I was shaking my head when you tried to qualify it by saying, "Well, there might be better players in the WNBA." No, there's not. No, there's not. She's the best player in the sport. That's why I was shaking my head. She's already breaking WNBA career records left and right, and she's 10 games into year 2. We have never seen a women's basketball player this good. That's why I was shaking.
And you know what?
Head.
And I'll take it to a weird 80s Hollywood comparison, right? And just bear with me here. In the 80s, there was nobody quite as popular in the early 80s as Gary Coleman, right? Everybody thought Gary Coleman was this adorable guy on different strokes. They were making Gary Coleman TV movies where he actually ended up managing the San Diego Padres to a championship. Robert Guillaume plays his dad. It makes no sense. But any chance they could get to put Gary Coleman out front and center, he was box office, right? But then you had someone like Meryl Streep, who was just the most unbelievable, polished, theatrical thespian that anytime she was in a movie, it would just stop traffic, like Kramer versus Kramer or something like that. Caitlin Clark is both of those things put together. She is Gary Coleman and Meryl Streep in the world of acting in the 1980s. That's really, I thought about that this morning. She is so popular. And sometimes popularity doesn't necessarily equal like skills, right? It doesn't necessarily equal steak. It can equal sizzle a lot of times. She is both of those things fused together. And I don't know, and I don't think it's like, this isn't like a negative thing. What I'm saying is like, I just don't believe we've had an athlete that has crashed into a sport and made such a difference, a seismic difference and a seismic impact, that I feel like literally all those stories I read, even the one about, like how cool is that, dude? Like seriously, a rising tide lifts all boats. And that's the truth, man. Like, and I think